video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
I'm KJ Wright from the Seattle Seahawks, and you're watching NorbFam.
What's happening, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you with another episode of Hawks Real Talk, coming off the bye week for one of the biggest games in the 2024 Seattle Seahawks season. San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. I want to call this a must-win game, even though it's technically not. It really feels like it is, because with the way the season's been going, games that we've blown, yet the division is still close enough that we are not that far out of it. But psychologically and emotionally, I think if we lose this game, we might as well be. So I'm excited to get into this. Real quick shout out again to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for sponsoring this video. We're going to talk about that later when it comes to the odds, and we do our predictions at the end. And we have a special guest coming on the show too, a longtime fan of NorbCam, and he's going to be coming on as a special birthday guest at the end when we do our predictions. So, without further ado, let's meet the panel. We've got a full house today. We've got everybody here on the show. Let's go around the clock. We got on the right corner, we got Abel Pasley. Abel, it's good to see you again, man.
Yeah, glad to be here. Excited to talk some sports and, review our last game and predict our next game.
Yeah, absolutely. We got bottom right, we got Nick LaBow. Nick, back from his vacation in the tropics, is joining the show today. Nick, it's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. It's always good to be back, and especially after that bye week and that loss, man. Really needed it.
Yeah, just, it sucked to have to go through 2 weeks of having a bye, living after that loss that we should not have given that game to the Rams. But here we are. And we got Sky-High Aviation, Jose from North Dakota. Sky-High, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, Norb. I'm hungry for football. This bye week's felt a little too long, but obviously, as Nick said, it's been necessary getting some of our injured players back. Who knows? We'll see. I mean,
Sky High Jose, I missed the guy who was in the show the previous weeks, the out of control, excitable. All of a sudden, it's like mellow Sky High, man. I missed the other guy. It's like these losses have even beat you down, and I never thought I'd see the day when Sky High Aviation was down. And
what do you
I feel like you've been down for too long.
What do you expect when you're at 2-4 at home on the season?
Yeah, I know. It's bad. What was it? Loss of 6 or 7 losses? It's not been good. And yet here we are still. The division is not out of reach yet, but we got to turn it around quick. All right, so just so you guys know who are new to the show, this is Hawks Real Talk, and we look back at the previous game, talk a little bit about what we saw, what was good, what was bad, what was ugly, and then we look ahead and we review some film, which Jose is kind enough to pull some highlight clips and break down the X's and O's of those plays, and then we talk about the next game and finally wrap it up with some score predictions, which is actually my favorite part of the show, is looking back at our previous week predictions and seeing how on or off we happen to be. So anyway, that's the plan. So let's just start with a look back at this past game against the LA Rams. Heartbreaker. It was fun, though. At half, I got to actually talk to Abel and Nick, who were at that game, and we did a little halftime sort of on my live stream talking about how the game was going. At that point, we were winning 13-3, feeling pretty optimistic, and then we haven't talked since. And so the feeling we had at the end of the first half to where we are now is a complete 180. Abel, let's hear your thoughts on what you saw with the Seahawks and the Rams a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, if you had watched the game, I think you would have seen one of the worst games when it came to missing opportunities. I think we made so many mistakes in so many crucial spots that we just slowly kind of just lost our grip on the game. And then even at the end, I think it was honestly coaching and then the entire, backfield. Because, I mean, it just wasn't clicking for the Seahawks. Our Our defense kept us in that game, but there were too many turnovers in the red zone, and we could not capitalize. So it was very disappointing, and, we better bounce back or this team's going to go on a downward spiral.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely feels like that. Nick, how about you, man? Your thoughts on the game?
He hit the nail on the head there. The defense played amazing, but the offense just couldn't keep us in it. And the high, really, that we had at halftime when we had our discussion and then compared to what followed. I mean, we handed that game to them, and, we didn't make them fight for it really at all. There were so many points that were left off the board on our side, really, and the turnovers were horrible. We can't snap the ball. And, I mean, yeah, it was ugly. And the offensive line, I hate saying it. It sounds like a broken record that we've been talking about for really the past 8 years, but the pass protection was terrible. It led to a lot of the kind of offensive problems, and, well, we lost the game. So, not a good week.
No, not a good week and a half that we've had to sit with this loss. Sky-High Aviation, Jose, your thoughts on the game?
Man, it was an infuriating loss. This was a game that we should have won by maybe multiple possessions. The other guys mentioned it. It was a game of missed opportunities. It was beyond missed opportunities. This is a game that even when we were playing like complete dog shit, pretty much, we should have won. The Rams are not a good football team. Their offense is not good. Their defense has holes. Their defense is young. This is a game where we should have been able to take complete advantage of this team. And we, even when playing really badly, we were doing that. Turnovers were crucial. It doesn't help the Geno defenders with what happened to Geno. There were positives in this game. The defense played really well. I was impressed with the run defense. I thought we took a step forward. I would have liked to see a little bit more pass rush, but I think in the end, Abel put it perfectly. We lost our grip in this game, and you know what? The Rams kind of were just. You felt like they would be there to kind of eke it out right at the end. And that's kind of what happened, and we just didn't put them away. And I think these losses hurt more than per se the Buffalo loss, where we kind of just lost our cool and we just, spilled the beans essentially. But this one's the one where you got to look back and you say you got to have it, especially when you're talking about being a playoff team, and then you going into San Francisco and then Arizona, who looks pretty good right now. This is a game where you're looking back and you're saying you had to have this one if you were going to lose the Giants game or if you're going to lose other ones. So, yeah, big time.
Yeah, it felt like to me that whole game was just a bunch of missed opportunities. And yeah, we didn't play great. The defense, you got to shout out the defense. The defense looked as good as they've looked all year. And in the first 3 games where we went undefeated, yeah, the defense looked great there too. But we were also playing teams that weren't doing very well. They were rough out of the gate, missing quarterbacks, that sort of thing. So for the first time going against a team with a good offense with a lot of good weapons, we were shutting them down. Their running game was shut down. We were getting interceptions, and we had so much going for us, and they were keeping us not only in the game but leading at half, as we talked about, 13-3. And yet the first 27 minutes of the game, the offense looked horrible. I mean, about snap problems, couldn't keep drives going. But then they turned it on and got like 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the first half, which was amazing. It was why we were so excited, because suddenly it just sprung to life. But then missing the extra point, that cost us big time. Then, of course, all the interceptions in the red zone, not even just the red zone, at the 6-yard line. We were at the 6-yard line twice. And both times ended up in interceptions. I want to kind of talk a bit about the whole Geno factor there for a second, because a lot of people now are like completely jumping off the Geno bandwagon. And then even with all that, we finally get that score, force overtime, and you're thinking, okay, we can just flush away all those interceptions because it doesn't matter. We're in overtime. We get the ball. We're moving, grooving. We're looking good. And then 3rd and 1. Okay, well, we're in their territory. We get this completion, conversion. We're going to win this game, right? Didn't it feel like you get the first down, we're going to win the game? Because we were about like the 20-yard line or 25 or something. Yeah. To not get 3rd and 1 and then not get 4th and 1 with the game on the line. I mean, that's horrible. I mean, I do blame coaching as well on that. I really kind of wanted to kick the field goal for the points, but I understand going for it and feeling like you can really win this game instead of leaving it to chance. But they didn't get it, and I didn't like the way the play design on that one. But still, I mean, any team, that's what's so frustrating is watching all these other teams play after that game, seeing Monday Night Football. I think it was Tampa Bay going down and 3rd and 1, and they convert, and of course they lost the game eventually, but they were going down, they scored, and it's like, man, teams in the red zone, they score. It's like, we can't do that. We can't get 3rd and 1. We can't score in the red zone. It's just frustrating, and we should have won that game 2 times over. Anyway, so I want to ask you guys, so are you guys still Geno believers, or did that game kill it for you, or are people still just being way too many haters out there because it's not really Geno's fault? I'm going to leave the screen on the 4 up, and we're just kind of rapid fire. Defend or prosecute Geno. Abel, do you think he's just no good, or do you think it's not his fault?
I think at some point we have to accept the inevitable, and the QB on a football team is the one that takes the blame, especially in these type of games. And he did take ownership after the game, but that doesn't make up for the 3 interceptions in the red zone. So I do think we have an issue at QB, and I think if he plays a game like he did against the Rams in San Francisco, then Sam Howell should be at least considered as a alternative.
In the middle of the game, or like for the next game after?
If Geno has a game like he did against the Rams, full 60 minutes, I think, what's the following week? Arizona?
Yeah.
Then I think Howell goes in for Arizona. If Geno has another 3-pick game like that and loses us opportunities, I think it might be time to...
The thing about those 3 picks is that all 3 could be argued that they weren't his fault. The first one, JSN drops it.
I mean, like, a few of them were bad decisions. There might be 1 or 2 that are excusable, but at the end of the day, the 2 in the red zone were him rolling out, and he could have thrown the ball away, but instead he just chucked it up. I mean,
well, I think again, I was looking at after the fact in the game. I thought, oh, what the hell are you doing, Geno? And then I watched the slow mo replay. His arm gets hit as he's trying to throw the ball away, so he might have had a target in the end zone, but it gets hit. And then the third interception, the tight end got held. There was a no call holding that happened there, so he was thrown to a spot and he never got to be there. So I don't know. I'm just curious. So, Nick, how about you? Are you defending Geno, or are you kind of done defending him? Are you like with Abel now, like short leash?
No, I mean, I think it's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, it's hard to nag on him too much because really what I see is no pass protection at all. I don't think if you put Sam Howell back there, he's going to do any better. Really, with this offensive line, which is, I think, 30th ranked in the league, I think unless you have a guy like Lamar Jackson who can just run around and make magic, who's the MVP probably of the league, you're not going to have a super good amount of production. Some of the interceptions were a little ticky-tacky. He's made some mistakes this season. He's also had terrible luck with the interceptions. I mean, that JSN play just totally encapsulated that, where it's like, how many times do you drop the ball and the guy slides down and picks it off? That's
and JSN had a great game, right? JSN had a great game, and he has one bad play where he doesn't secure the catch and it gets picked off. I mean, it's just like... so I feel bad for Geno, but at the same time, it's like, well, at a certain point, you are what your record says you are. You are what your stats say you are. He's a passing yards leader with a lot of interceptions, but how much of that really is his fault, or how much is the line? Sky-High, how about you? Are you done with Geno, or are you still hanging on to some hope with him? Sky-High, you there?
No way, bro. I ain't done with Geno. I'd never be done with Geno. Here's why. Again, those 3 interceptions weren't really his fault. And obviously, we've seen what Geno's capable of. Have I been... I'd like to shift a little bit of the blame possibly to the coaching. I've been impressed with what Ryan Grubb has been able to do, but also people have to realize that we're probably the most inexperienced coaching staff in football right now. When you look at the numbers, essentially, when you look at guys who have the positions and then who's been where and who's done what. It's rare that you see a offensive coordinator make the jump from college and then to the NFL as an offensive coordinator. It's rare. We haven't seen it, and usually it takes time for things to essentially to develop. And Ryan Grubb and Geno Smith, they've been dealt. It sounds like I'm going to make excuses, but we've been dealt terrible cards with protection. I don't agree with the run scheme that Ryan Grubb is trying to employ here. This really trap style zone. I think it gets Ken Walker in the wrong gaps. I think our offensive linemen aren't built for that. And I think it's just put Geno in a bad position. A lot of the plays that we're going to see here today, Geno's got no time to throw the ball. Our passing concepts are getting nobody open. And it really feels like we're kind of just running an amateur offense compared to a defense, a pro style defense. And so part of it is Ryan Grubb trying to learn how to call an NFL offense. But the second part of it is, when you have Ryan Grubb is a professional. When you have an amateur level coaching staff, in the sense that these guys are all new to their positions, they're brand new. They need to take time to grow into these positions. It's not going to be perfect. Some of these interceptions throughout the entire year are Geno's fault. But that's also Geno trying to make a play. That's also Geno trying to do his job. That's also Geno trying to make his read. That's also Geno, realizing that if I can't get sacked here, because then I'm going to pick my team out of position. So when it comes to it, there's risks that have to be taken. But I'm a bit more frustrated, not as Geno, but with this offense as a whole. Okay, because say what you want about Geno, he's a plug and play type quarterback. Or he's a guy that can succeed in other systems. He's a game manager. Geno has shown levels of eliteness over the past few years, and he's proven that he can be a franchise quarterback. And the GOAT in this entire sport, the GOAT, and probably the GOAT of all athletes, said that he's a franchise quarterback, and that being Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is a guy who I'd like to see personally get coaching one day. But if he calls you a franchise quarterback, I think that there's pretty good. It's hard to argue that he's not a franchise quarterback. So I'm confident that Geno will turn it around. He has all the confidence in the world. He has all the reason to be confident in the world, and he's a leader on this team. And I think that he turn it around. It's disappointing, right? But there's factors that play into this other than just him throwing in the
Yo, can I add?
Well, one. Hey, go ahead, Abel.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I think what this year is starting to feel like is that we're trying to explain or make an excuse for every mistake that happens. But at the end of the day, I think you go into a game and you come out of the game with 3 interceptions, 2 of them in the red zone. It's hard to say that the QB, it wasn't, at least half of his fault. And over the whole course of the year, we've seen some pretty bad interceptions. You saw it last time for San Francisco when it mattered in the game. I mean, if you're rolling out and trying to throw the ball under pressure, that might not be a great decision. And after the first interception in that scenario, you probably shouldn't try to do it again. And he's trying to make plays, he's trying to do all these things, but I just find it hard to try and explain every mistake, because it sounds like everything's bad. It doesn't sound like it's just one thing, but it does sound like pretty much our entire offense isn't on the same page and isn't, corresponding well.
Well, and no one's going to argue that our line play has been horrific. And the one positive, I guess, or one of the few positives we have going into this game against San Francisco is we do have Abe Lucas coming back. Our first string right tackle is finally going to play a game in 2024. So now I'm not going to get my hopes up like all of a sudden Geno's going to have 10 seconds to throw back there. Who knows what kind of condition Abe Lucas is in, but he's good enough to play. And I can't see... no, I can't say it. Every time I say it, it just jinxes us. Abe Lucas has got to be an improvement on what we've got on the right side right now, because it is absolutely horrendous what our offensive line has been doing. And that translates into the passing game, the lack of time, the lack of ability to run the football. I mean, and that's the thing is, all these great quarterbacks who are playing really well around the league, what do they all have? They've got amazing run games to complement what they're doing. Look at Lamar Jackson. You mentioned him as MVP, but look who's running the football. You got King Henry, who's got more rushing yards than half the NFL right now. I mean, if Geno had a running game like that, he'd be kicking butt too. So I don't see too many quarterbacks who are succeeding right now where they have a run game as putrid as ours. So again, it is like that whole thing where if you put too much on one guy's shoulders, you can only do so much to where that guy's not going to at some point make mistakes because you're relying on him to do everything because nobody else on the offense is helping. All right, I want to switch gears because I don't want to go too long here on this topic. But before we get to the plays, we do got to talk at least a couple minutes about the switch, the release of Tyrel Dodson.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of I was definitely shocked. Your thoughts, guys. Let's start with you, Nick. What was your reaction hearing the news about Tyrel Dodson being waived?
Yeah, I mean, initially I think it was a surprise just because you look at the name, you look at a starting linebacker on this team. Really, when you dig deep into it and you kind of understand what this season is, what the coaching staff, what the front office is looking to achieve, which is getting the fresh young guys in there and really being hard on that linebacker core and kind of trying to find that piece to build off of, it's really not a huge surprise to me. He struggled a bit throughout the year, and I think it's just kind of that midpoint of the season where, hey, we're going to plug and play and see who works, and that's going with the young guy in Tyrese Knight.
Well, yeah, he's going to be thrown into the fire. I mean, he has played some this year, and he's done all right. But what about you, Sky-High? What did you think? What was your reaction when you saw Dotson getting waived?
Well, I think that Mike McDonald, we saw the coaching style and the type of the guy that he is. He's a no-tolerance type of guy. And you know what? He I think to a point where he just wanted to I think the team wanted to make a change at linebacker. The linebacker play started off really, really good, and then it just kind of fell off. It deteriorated, and maybe they saw something in film that they just didn't want, or maybe they wanted to give other guys a shot. Linebacker's obviously a really weak spot for us right now. That's why we ended up trading for Ernest Jones, and now we're going to give the rookie a start. So it shouldn't surprise Seahawks fans. It shouldn't surprise me. Again, I'll make another comparison. I think within the first 3 years with Pete Carroll and John Schneider, they made over 250 transactions, which, that's absolutely unheard of. And so, it's not all too uncommon for guys to really just be toying with things, especially when you're trying to, one, save your season, two, also see if, try and work out some of the issues that you're having currently right now.
Yeah, and after the dust sort of settled, I wasn't that surprised, even though Dotson was our leading tackler going into this week. My biggest concern the entire offseason was, who are our linebackers? Who are these guys? Are these guys really going to be able to replace Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks? Clearly the answer was no, because they barely made it through half a season. One of them didn't make it halfway through a season. But I love the Ernest Jones move, because he's been balling since he's been here. So I love that. He's been great from what I've seen. And hopefully Tyrese Knight can pick it up. Abel, did you want to comment on this?
I think it's a little strange to drop the guy that does have the most tackles on your team. And it's a little out of pocket. But I will say that I didn't see Tyrel Dodson making any, game-changing plays. I wasn't seeing him make any explosive plays. I don't even really usually notice him on the field. So part of it's he has the most tackles on the team. And then part of it's I also haven't seen him have a ginormous play this year, or one that's kind of came up clutch. Maybe he's had a sack or two. I don't know. It's good that he has tackles, though.
Right, but a lot of those tackles happen 5-6 yards down the field,
yeah.
Which isn't great either. This is not a good sign. Well, that is what we're rolling with. So we'll have to see how the rookie does throwing into the fire against the 49ers. So it's going to be a tough test for sure. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. Well, let's get into the play breakdowns. Sky, you ready to do this?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go. Let's go check out the plays. We're doing a little film review on the Seahawks Rams.
Okay, we got season high 12 plays this year. So, I don't know if you guys understood what I just said. 12 plays.
Yeah, season high 12. All right, let's make it efficient because we got to move through the show and try to wrap up by 6:30. All right, let's do it.
Holy moly, yeah, we do. All right, first play. This is, I think at some point, it's like a 3rd down and 1. This is a play that I think we've actually seen a lot of this year. I think it's something that I don't watch too much Washington football, so if this is something that Ryan Grubb ran as an offensive coordinator, please tell me no or let me know. I've seen it a lot in large yardage situations. It's essentially going to be like a inside the hash marks screen, and you usually get your slot receiver, your main slot receiver, your over the middle guy. There it is, right there. Stop.
Yeah.
Everybody shuts off their blocks. And poor old Laken Tomlinson doesn't get the block in, but JSN sheds a tackle.
Couple tackles.
It'll look better on this side. But, man, he had a game, didn't he? I mean, we didn't mention him once in the open, but he had quite the game. He proved that he could possibly be a wide receiver 1 for this team. And that he proved all the haters wrong. And, beautiful. Poor Laken Tomlinson. Oh, he almost got him. It's okay. Only a few more games. It's okay. And then the nightmares are over. That'll be the first play. I guess we want to quickly move on to the second play. Nope, not 3. Don't want to spoil. Second play. We're going to talk a lot about there aren't going to be that many defensive plays, but I was fairly pleased with the defense. I thought our linebackers did a good job staying home in their gaps. I thought our interior defensive linemen had a really good game. Not too much from the outside rushers. I think they've kind of quieted off just a little bit. And we saw a lot more high safety looks. And another guy that I was really impressed with was Joby. Joby had another good game today. And he continues to play over Trey Brown, which is weird, but he had another good game. This is similar to the play that he had the interception. He's really sticky on that coverage, reminds you of that Deshaun Shedd, J-Lane type guy. He's a really, really sticky coverage guy, has really good footwork. Let's watch his footwork here. Cup goes in motion, really trademark of the Rams offense is wide receiver motions. We bring that blitz. Stafford looks down his read all the way. Joby's footwork. He doesn't give up too much outside contain, and he pretty much, jams Nacua, but makes it. From that view, maybe it's pass interference, but no, he jams him. Nacua kind of slips. That's really ticky tacky. That's good coverage. That's not going to draw a flag most of the times. So, really, really impressive play right there, coming with the delayed blitz. He stays home on his coverage. Good job. Nacua ended up getting ejected from the game on a play that will probably come up later during our review. So,
the coverage was solid.
Yeah, the coverage was solid, and I've been impressed with Joby the past 2 weeks. So he's done a good job, and he'll probably continue to earn playing time, probably be a starting cornerback for us on the outside later against the Niners. We'll see. That's obviously going to be probably his toughest task. The Niners will likely pick on him a lot when it comes to a lot of their choice routes that they run in the West Coast offense. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump to play 3. Ignore all this. It takes a second, I talked about how we wanted to run more play action. Play action only works if your offensive line really holds up. So, typical play action formation, right? We've got the extra guy, extra tight end. Come down and fake. Run Lockett over the middle. Run JSN kind of on the sluggo go. Have another go here, right? You're leaning on the weak side of the line of scrimmage, right? You have the weak side. Odds are, you're gonna get a 1-on-1. You're gonna get a 1v1 at some point with one of these 2 wide receivers. So we'll go ahead and give it a look to see where we're getting at. Rams showing a Tampa 2, I believe. Guy peels off. Lockett comes across, right? You freeze it there, and Jared Verse already has. I mean, if you freeze it here, right? If you freeze it here, Geno is smart enough, right? He can use his eyes, and he can either lead JSN can lead the defender with him over the middle, or the defender can fall back and he can find JSN. He can find either guy for a touchdown, right? Because I don't know who this is down here. It looks like possibly Derek Young is wide open down the middle of the field. But Jared Verse completely destroys Zach Charbonnet and Charles Cross, our best offensive linemen. So there's absolutely no chance that Geno's going to get – the only chance that Geno's actually going to have is if he steps up and then steps into the throw. So we'll go ahead and resume it. And it's not really going to matter because... And
it's such a shame because he was so wide open. I don't know how many games we've had where guys are streaking wide open. If Geno has one extra, second, he can hit him for a 70-yard bomb or whatever. Look at that. He's got the safety's got his back turn, and the defender is like almost 10 yards behind him.
Yeah, Jared
so frustrating.
A monster. A lot of us 12s wanted him to get picked by Seattle. Honestly, I can see why. He's an immediate starter on this defense, and he kind of just dismantles Charles Cross.
Cross isn't an easy opponent either.
No, he's not.
Gosh, he got through both of those guys, though, man. Yep. It was funny. I had Jared Verse on my mock draft. The Seahawks could have had Jared Verse. Not saying that
Verse or Byron Murphy, they're both pretty good.
I know they're both pretty good, but Jared Verse was having us for lunch in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. All right, man, just depressing. We should have won that game, even as bad as that was.
It was so annoying.
We'll get better, I promise.
Oh, I think I know this play.
What play is it?
The ejection play?
Possibly.
Feels like it.
Yeah, there you go. Right out here, Stafford finds his reads. Maybe. And we'll stop real quick. I mean, Leonard Williams gets right in his face when he's about to throw this ball. And Woolen is pound for pound. I mean, leg for leg, the fastest cornerback in football. And 5'11", Puka Nacua is not going to win against Tariq Woolen unless that ball's kind of dropped in a bucket and Woolen doesn't make a good play on the ball. Foreshadowing again. Intercepts it. I mean that's textbook man coverage. I wanted to see more man coverage. We got it on Tariq Woolen one-on-one. This is why you don't throw man coverage to man coverage, and I just wish we'd run more of it. Puka Nacua. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I was just gonna say, I've been preaching this since, beginning of his career. His physical abilities and his physical advantage in the NFL, he could use it to dominate these man coverages. Because you see, he has a large wingspan. He's tall. He's fast. He's physical. And we used to see when he was still developing, we would see him give wide receivers 5-7 yards of space, right? And he was going to try and use his speed to make it up, maybe lurk them, have a big pick. But I like seeing him, do man press, because he uses his physicality to his ability. I mean, we see him dominate, pound for pound, great wide receivers, and it's because of his, his abilities in man coverage and when he's pressing. So I think we should see more of that, and I think it'll help him just dominate in the NFL even more.
Yeah, and you love seeing your DB play wide receiver there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing play. I mean, that just turned everything around and got that second score.
Yes, it did. Good job, Norb. I just feel
all right. That's all right. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready, of course. Oh, yes, the next one. Norb, what play is this?
Oh, this is the touchdown to JSN across the middle of the end zone, isn't it?
Maybe. I didn't think it was that at first. I didn't realize that it was so far out. So JSN's marked here, Lockett's marked here, JSN's marked here. They both kind of run interleaving crossing routes. I think the ideal target was supposed to be Lockett, but these two guys, they can make almost any catch possible here. Empty formation, which is Ryan Grubb. He loves to run empty, really leave Geno out. But offensive line, I want you to watch the offensive line and how well they hold up and give Geno time to step up in the pocket and make an accurate throw just before he gets hit. If one of you would like to count out how many seconds he has, hopefully we can get an accurate time. Ready, go.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.3 seconds. And he had to step up a little bit.
Really good run, route running. Everybody meets really at the top of the point where these defenders combine. Chenault does a good job drawing those defenders away and leaving JSN wide open. A lot of confusing. That's really confusing if you're a defense right there, right? You have your guys everybody gets really close together and it's just a bunch out, right? So it's a good job by our wide receivers, and even better throw from Geno, who Lockett thinks he was throwing to him and overthrew him, but it is what it is. Touchdown, right? Yeah. I was thinking this is gonna be one of those games for JSN, isn't it?
Sure was.
Reaction.
That's true. That's funny. Those guys were both open. Oh God, not that.
Ooh, I want to see this one because when I saw it live, I thought Myers just shanked it, but I heard that one of the guys on the line tipped it.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought you just shanked it.
That's what
was
I thought.
Was it actually
too.
tipped?
I mean, I
Let's
don't know.
pause for now. But that was big. If you missed that.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the difference between overtime, or at least the Rams having to go for 2 on overtime to force overtime, but unfortunately we didn't get the kick. Oh God, is this what I think it is? Yeah, it is what I think it is. This is bad interception number 2. Actually, no, I should say the first one wasn't bad because it wasn't Geno's fault. This is disaster interception.
Or the chicken scratch.
He gets hit. He gets hit while he throws.
Bada bing, bada boom. Now, throw it. Right there. You put it right here. You make Lockett work for it.
Lockett.
Put it right there, and he dives and makes that catch.
We see Lockett do it all the time.
Yeah, right there.
Lockett's open, guys, open. Then he sees Jason puts his hand up, and by that time, Jared Verse has gone through our entire offensive line and hits Geno. JSN in the air gets tackled, and interception. Risky as heck to take that out, and then Geno just kind of goes down. And then I was like,
I mean, okay,
that was a killer.
So, like Sky-High said, could have thrown it, rolls out, knows pressure is coming, still throws it. I mean, he has Tyler open, so it's just hard to say it's not his fault when there was something he could have definitely done better on this play to avoid a pick 6. I mean, he threw it into quadruple coverage.
I'm not sure he sees the guy really just laying off right there. His eyes are on Jason.
I think, again, if he's getting hit as he's throwing it, he might be trying to get the corner, or he might be throwing it away. It's hard to tell, but I did not see that play broken down as you had it, how Lockett was open. If he throws it immediately, like 1 second, it's a touchdown and easily one right at the goal line. But he didn't. So, yeah, that if he did, we wouldn't be talking about the interception. It would have been a 7-point lead at that point.
Oh, man, that's opportunities. Yay!
Are we going to see the next one? Is that the next play here?
Great.
We don't need to see this again. This is painful. Oh, is it going to be?
I should just sneak the Super Bowl interception at one point here.
Oh, this is. Yep, this is it.
Because this was off the blocked punt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, the block punt set this up.
I was frustrated because I was so pumped over that blocked punt because it just changed the game, and I thought, oh, that was our opportunity, and then
Exactly. That was our momentum to really start to run away with it.
I'm pretty sure I called it too because I was like, dude, he's probably gonna throw his third pick.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. I thought we were gonna run the ball. I think I texted Nick. I was like,
we should have run the ball.
Well, we had Barner in too.
Yeah, Rams are preparing to run the ball. Lockett goes in motion. He's going to run that corner out. Barner comes right across him. The goal is essentially the goal is essentially to kind of drift him out just a little bit, bring these guys out here along with Bobo, and to open it up underneath for either a little swing, a little play action, right? A little play action to jolt the defender's eyes, or a little swing pass or a little jump pass. That essentially is going to get Barner open. The fake almost doesn't get sold. I don't know if Barner's late or if he comes across. The offensive line kind of pushes him a little bit back more into that back. Barner he jumps past him. Geno's got no time, right? Geno's got no time. He can't see over this defender, right? So he can't see over this. So he's got to trust that Barner's made it around at least to make the catch. What he doesn't see is the fact that A.J. Barner is whoever the lineman is being blocked, but he's also holding Barner. He's got like a insane grasp on him. And he if Geno maybe had a little bit more time, he could have found Bobo in the end zone.
Bobo in the back of the end zone.
I think Geno immediately is like, what? Like, how'd that happen? That's impossible. Lockett's in the end zone. He's holding his hands over his head. There's nothing really schematically wrong with this play other than the fact that there was a foul committed and that there was no penalty for it. We'll get a much better look at it here. You can't do that.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
yeah.
I
understand the scheme of the play and everything. As a veteran QB, and after your last pick, maybe just take the sack. Wasn't it first down? Was it second?
First down.
I mean, like, and know the situation. I mean,
both picks happened on first down.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, that's part of it where it's the QB's fault, right? You know the scenario. You can take a sack.
But Barner was getting held. He can't see. He can't see this.
I know, but I know it's definitely a foul. Maybe just take the sack.
I don't think Geno can see that his tight end is not.
So many things went wrong there. What's disappointing is that we can't. What sucks is that our offense, our coordinator isn't confident enough in our line that we can run the football on first and goal to 6.
No, neither is our head coach. I mean, did you hear the comments last week?
Yeah, right.
Well, right guard's still just right guard. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's basically what he said.
See the tight end. It's just like, why are you throwing it to him?
Well, there is something to be said that a lot of times throws are made to you throw it to the spot. You don't just wait for him to get open, and he would have been there. But so many things went wrong there. The line collapsed, which ended up in the tight end's lap.
Point,
the guy had to jump over, and then he got held. It was like three things that went wrong that shouldn't have happened.
That's kind of what I mean. Everything kind of went wrong. But
again, it's like bad teams have bad things happen to them. Good teams execute the play and then they just score. So it's a lot of things. But again, the line is a big part of it.
For the sake of time, let's speed run. Well, you know what? Geno redeems himself, right? Redeems. He gets just enough time in this pocket to find the man who's been causing them issues, Rams defense, all issues all day. The Rams want to play defense on the weak side of the ball. or man on the weak side of the ball, we're going to have somebody that's going to beat him. It's either going to be Lockett or it's going to be JSN. And this time, JSN, who really just put an exclamation point on it. Rams showing blitz. Oh, no, this is the one where I got to restart it multiple times. There we go. Rams showing blitz. They back out of it late, right? Geno's just got just enough time to have JSN come under, that undercutting route, right? Come under around. Norb thought it was holding. Could have been holding. And from his angle, it actually looks like there's holding, so. And just drops it in the bucket. And
I still think he got held.
That's a really tough. First of all, that's a really tough throw to make.
That's a great throw.
Yeah, that's a great throw. You got to make that right on time. You got to put it right on the place and right on the money, and it led exactly to what was about to happen in the next play, where I thought it was an even better throw from Geno, and an even better route and move from JSN. We run this bunch here. Really going to have guys come and sit down, go out. Really want to get those short yardage plays. But JSN, he's working on an island, right? So he's going to work inside, almost show that he's going to run that cross off the post, and then cut back outside to a corner route. Almost makes me think that he had a choice route. As Bobo comes in motion, boom. Bobo draws this defender by cutting in just enough to allow JSN to kind of breeze by. And now you've got this quadrant of the end zone that is going to be unguarded, and that will be advantage JSN the entire way. And Geno throws an even better ball. That ball's it's easy to try and loft that ball up, right, and throw it out and into the corner of the end zone. No, you've got to trust that the defenders aren't going to see that and fire a bullet to JSN. And boom! Right,
just had enough time.
Just had enough time.
Took a big hit. Took a big hit at the end there too.
Can't throw it any better than that. Yep, he took a really big hit. Get the defense moving one way. 12s are fired up. The fans at State are actually fired up, yeah. And
yeah, right.
Yeah. So many mass exodus before that moment. But yeah, it's there are moments of greatness by Geno, and I think what it is, there are times when he's just gotta, he's gotta not, or they've just gotta set up plays where he just gets the ball and chucks it, right? Like that one that was that first interception, wide open Lockett right there. But oh boy, I know what this is.
This is the worst play I've ever seen in my life. I have no clue what we're doing with this play.
This is the fourth down, right? This fourth down.
This is the 4th down and 1. I guess Olatumi's job is to knock out Verse here. They're smart for not running in the direction of Jared Verse. I get it, yes. And we're also running to our strong side of the offensive line.
Can I just say for a second, though, before you even diagnose the rest of the play, is that I hate when they line up in this formation when it is 4th down or 3rd down and 1, because to me it just seems so obvious what we're going to do. And it doesn't seem to work most of the time. We get stuffed and we get no push from the line. I'd rather see him spread it out and then to do something more creative. I feel like just going to say, we're going to run up the middle, try to stop us. Oh, you did. I feel like that's what tends to happen. Anyway, go ahead. Let's see why it failed.
I'm going to say we could have had some direction crap like this, man. If everybody hits their blocks here, if Jarrell can just block here, we could have just baked it to the fullback and just tossed it out maybe to Walker, and it would have. I don't know. This play pissed me off so much.
Push.
I think part of it's also me and my dad were in the stand saying, "Don't go for it." We were saying all game,
kick the field goal.
All game we saw the defense not letting up touchdowns easily whatsoever, and me and my dad just said kick the field goal.
Take the points, right?
I agree with that.
Let the defense, even if the defense holds them to a field goal, then you're in the possession of the game. Defense has let up one offensive touchdown for them all game long, and even after all the turnovers, it's why don't you take points? and then the audacity to go for it, and then have a play like this get run. It's like,
I tend to be more of a take the points type of guy. I'm not. It seems like these days the metrics are all about go for it, 80%, go for it. I just think, man, take the points when you got them, man. There's so many times when you just go, if we took the field goal, we would have won that game, and could have been the case. But if you're going to go for it, you better have something good. Just like, why don't they do the tush push? It works for the Eagles. Why don't we do it? Why doesn't everybody do it? Because we certainly can't get 1 yard. I mean, it just sucks.
Yep.
Anyway,
So
go ahead.
Watch us get 1 yard, not get 1 yard. Barner comes in motion. No clue what. Maybe to get the onto the weak side of the defense. This play could have worked if we had a functioning offensive line. It looks like we don't because Anthony Bradford, for some reason, doesn't set his feet. Anthony, all you need to do is get lower than the man that you're about to block, and everything will be fine. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen either for Connor Williams. The only one that actually does this successfully is Laken Tomlinson and Charles Cross. Then again, Farrell Brown, it doesn't work either. And it's read right away by the Rams, right? But even then, we have a lead blocker. That creates a one-on-one opportunity, right, for Walker to try and, break it away or burst through a gap.
yeah.
It gets worse. Farrell Brown can't hold his block, which forces 38, the fullback, to block who Farrell Brown is blocking, which leaves an unmanned block. What the Rams defense did was actually really successful. They pushed everybody in the direction that the way that Ken Walker was supposed to run. And by the time Ken Walker had chosen his gap, everybody was already in his way. And instead of everybody being able to hold their ground and hold their block and be the low man in football, that didn't happen. What ended up happening was that everybody gets manhandled and pushed into the direction that Ken Walker's trying to work in. It doesn't work. And then when your fullback is blocking the same guy that the tight end is supposed to block, you've got other problems.
Yeah.
It's already worse enough when Ken Walker's trying to go through a block and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that aren't blocking anybody. When Ken Walker,
Let's see it from the end zone. We'll really see how bad it is.
Yeah, let's go. Here we go. He didn't get it. Oh my gosh. What's new?
God, we're at the 16-yard line. My goodness.
Watch Anthony Bradford.
Oh my
Gotta get low, bro.
He gets beat right off the line, bro. Like it's almost like his left leg is useless.
It's kind of funny because I feel like every game, and specifically this game, I saw him standing around in the middle of the play, blocking no one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He'll get beat, and then he'll just like be wandering around like a toddler, like looking for his mom. It's so sad.
But look at Laken Tomlinson though, man. He pancakes this dude.
Yeah, Barnard.
He's on the ground. Not pancake, but he puts him on the ground. He's the only one. Everybody else is right in there, standing up.
I mean, who ends up making the tackle is my question. I mean, it was a. I think 95 ends up making the tackle. He ends up just pushing Bobo back. I mean, that's a complete mismatch.
And I don't know.
It's a gang tackle.
We should have ran a QB sneak because we see all year we've seen us getting stuffed on QB sneaks and inside runs. Yeah. So it's like
if we do the QB sneak, we don't do it like the way the Eagles do. The Eagles do the tush push, right? I mean, so even if he gets stuffed, they get that extra little push. Ours is like he's just hung out to dry.
On 4th and 1 and anywhere close to the end zone where our space is limited, we just don't have play calls.
Oh, this is the play. Another opportunity lost. If Reek Woolen attacks the football, game over. Maybe pick 6.
Oh, Dane, we have 2 more.
Oh, I don't think it's a pick 6, but maybe, it's definitely game over. Fake. Blitz actually gets home, forces Stafford to step up. Seahawks have this covered perfectly, guys. Look at this. We have this covered
perfectly. Look at Woolen.
He's got nowhere to go.
Standing there.
If he throws it here, Stafford. We've got an interception. If he throws it here, Woolen's got an interception. Our linebackers are home. Joby's doing a good job. Kobe Bryant's got him. This is perfect. This is picture perfect. Cover 2 deep defense. This is, yay, we actually run man correctly. Come on, guys, give yourselves a round of applause. We ran man correctly this game. Stafford gives him that sliver of opportunity.
Right,
Woolen for some
right
reason
there
just
in the
like-
stands. Right there in the stands. I was already going, interception. Interception.
It looks like Woolen's playing center field for some reason. And then the right receiver just gets it. Like,
He
dude,
just
that's not
jumps
like,
up. What the hell?
You've got eyes for a reason, and you see him coming in your peripheral vision. You see him. He sees him. He says, if he's coming there, I'm going to pick him off. Instead, he sets his feet and is like, never mind, the ball's coming to me.
At least be physical while doing it. If you're going to miss the ball, you don't let him keep going.
Yep. Yeah.
That would have set up the game-winning field goal right
You
there.
don't have to read, just lay him out.
Well, game would have been over because we would have already kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, if we kicked the field goal and we got the interception. But even if we didn't, I'm just saying, even though we blew that fourth down, we have another chance right there. Look at him, he's right there. Just go for it. Do a JSN and attack the football.
Attack the football.
Well,
Attack the
you can
football.
even go for a hospital catch.
Yeah, exactly. Attack the football. He misses. He gets up. He puts his hands in the air. The receiver's still going. He's still going. He's right here. Dodson, for some reason, is having an extreme tough time tackling him. He's still going.
Now I understand why Dodson has the most tackles on the team.
Still tackling. Puts his hands up, then he's like, okay, never mind. He's out of bounds.
And it wasn't even a full tackle. He just, carried him out of bounds. Oh.
We have one more. Is it the touchdown? Is that what we got after this?
No, it's
Yeah.
Because, I guess the touchdown wasn't even schematically,
The touchdown schematically, Norb was like, Norb yelled the same thing I said. Tight end, the tight end! No, not the tight end!
Right.
At this point, I'm thinking to myself, oh, crap, the game's over already. It is what it is.
Right. It's just going to be a field goal to win it. Instead, they go for broke.
I was still thinking we had a chance of, just stopping them, and that was a tough field goal. But at that point, I was just like, don't let them get a touchdown at least.
So they run their typical guy comes overlapping underneath. We did a good job defending all day.
Oh,
he's open. Again, to give credit to Rick Woolen, he's the only one that can probably come up and make this play if there's a play to be made, right?
Oh yeah,
he's
for sure. He has the speed.
Yeah, he has the speed. He shows it off. Because Stafford takes a little too long throwing it. Goes downfield. Woolen puts that hand up there because he sees him gearing up. Wide receiver pushes off on Woolen.
Pushes off a little bit.
Pushes off a little more on Woolen.
It was a physical play, though. I don't think.
But that's a hell of a throw and a hell of a catch. One-handed.
Lays out. Yep. Lays out. And even, hell of a throw, hell of a catch. Woolen can only do so much with one arm.
Yeah.
And,
for a sec, I thought he picked it off, too.
Then the crash out ensued. So,
yeah, it did.
Dude, he got him beat by 4 steps.
Yeah, and he did a great job coming back to the ball.
Yeah.
He gets pushed off just enough to have him lay out, and that's a bang tough play.
Yeah. I mean, they earned that one.
And the Rams earned this game, and that's how it.
Yep. Well, they earned it because we kept giving them more chances because we kept blowing our opportunities. Bottom line, we couldn't get it done when they were giving it to us. Block punt, can't score. Ball at the 6, first and goal at the 6, can't score. 4th, 3rd and 1 in overtime, 4th and 1, can't convert.
Are we gonna get
interception in your midst, can't get it. It's just how it goes. Anyway, well, let's turn the chapter now on from the Rams now. And let's talk about. Yeah, well, we got it just quick. We're at 6:30 now. Well, Niners. I mean, there's not much to say. The Niners have beat us 6 times in a row. Geno has never beaten the Niners as a starting quarterback. Christian McCaffrey is back, and the only thing that the Seahawks have that they didn't have the last time we played them. I mean, DK Metcalf should be available. The only biggest difference is Ernest Jones at middle linebacker, and we have Abe Lucas at right tackle. Everything else is pretty much the same, minus a linebacker. So I'm not sure the injury situation for the 49ers. Is Ayuk playing?
He's out for the year.
He's out, right? He's gone. He's out, right? Okay, I thought so. But this,
I know Kittle and Bose. I know Kittle didn't practice today or yesterday, Bosa didn't practice today or yesterday. Kittle
Bosa
was today.
Bosa will play.
We got guys who didn't practice today either, but tomorrow will be the defining day to know the injury report.
Right, Nick?
Well, I guess
Nick Bosa plays good against guys like Geno. I mean,
Well, to me, this isn't much to diagnose, but let's just put it in this way, because I think we all kind of see the writing on the wall in this one. What's it going to take for some miracle to happen? What has to happen to not have the outcome that I think we all think is going to happen? Abel, we'll start with you. What's going to have to be the thing that tips the scales? What thing that we haven't done all year is going to have to happen in this game?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to start out with, though, is DK is going to be back this week, right?
Yes, hopefully.
Well, my friend Jack Kelly brought this up, and I thought it was a great point. He wanted to bring it up. He said, the absence of DK has affected our offensive flow so much. I mean, he's such a presence on the field, I think for the past few games, we just see DK doesn't our slot wide receivers, Tyler Lockett and JSN. Let's face it, they're slot guys. They're not wide receiver one. Okay, they're not those type of players. They're fantastic slot wide receivers, and we're glad to have them. But DK Metcalf is the type of person that we can kind of build our playbook around. We can have that jump ball. We can have that physical play. We can have him just across the middle of the field and just blow through guys. I mean, his presence just affects this team so much in a positive way. And I think when he's back, we'll be able to compete again and work our playbook around him so he can use that physicality. He can be a big part of our team and be our wide receiver one, which we haven't really had recently.
Okay. Nick, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, the Niners are a team, especially as a divisional rival, that you really have to play perfect against. We've been far from perfect all year long, but we've shown glimpses of what it takes to compete in those games. Defense has to play like they did last week, play super well, especially getting pressure up front. And McCaffrey, man, you can't let him run all over you or else it won't be a game at all. Offensively, I'd love to see some more protection, some more time for Geno. Hopefully having Abe Lucas back there will help out a lot, and hopefully Connor Williams and some of those other guys can clean up some stuff. And then really, having DK back will be huge, but really working the run game and sticking to what you're good at and trying to get the ball out quick and at least be productive. And I think the biggest thing really that's killed us all year is the penalties. I mean, we've played completely undisciplined. It's affected, I'd want to say, the offense more than has the defense, but really on both sides of the ball. Again, you have to play a perfect game. Limit turnovers, limit penalties.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree.
Sky-High, your keys.
Well, I'm probably talking.
It's been eating all show.
For dinner
What are you eating? What are you eating, man?
Those saltine crackers, man, they're good.
It looks like the hardest thing to eat while you're trying to do a show because they're dry and they clog up your mouth. You should have a more efficient snack next time. Crackers are not the way to go when you're trying to do a show.
Issues the past few days, so I'm trying.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. We want to get into that. All right. Your crackers and keys to the game.
My crackers and keys to the game. Yes. So, yeah, we got to stay disciplined in our gaps. The Niners will blow us away if, like they did on Thursday, on offense. If we don't stay disciplined in our gaps, if we don't stay disciplined in our wide receiver, in our pass game, I'd like to see more man coverage, more, a real stickly, aggressive defense. Let's get after Brock Purdy. We know that he makes mistakes. Well, not makes mistakes. We know that he can make plays when he's under pressure, but let's get him under pressure. Let's get him on the ground. We have to get Brock Purdy on the ground, force them to run the ball, and stay consistent in our gaps. They're going to try and expose that in us again. I guarantee you. As for the offense, Geno, stay patient. I think Seattle can win this game if we keep it a low-scoring game. I don't think we can keep up with them if we're fighting back and forth, touchdown after touchdown. We need to be in control of the game on offensively. That means time of possession. That means rushing yards. Last week we committed to the running game, and I was happy with the result, despite it not resulting in a win. I was happy. Not the mustache, yeah. The mustache is coming back, don't worry. But, yeah, I think if we keep this game close to our chests, essentially. Keep it within our grasps. The game will be within our grasps, and there's a chance here.
All right, so for me, I don't like our odds in this situation, but we got to try to do it anyway. We were close at one point the last time we played, but the difference is going to be the guys who are there that weren't there last time. I'm trying not to expect, but I'm hoping that Abe Lucas can make a significant difference on the right side, because if he does, I feel like that could change everything for the offense. They might be able to run the football, might be able to give Geno time, and all of a sudden the offense could look like a totally different team. Now, if Abe Lucas comes out and looks like Mike Jarrell and Stone Forsythe, and it's no different, well then why would the offense look any different? So to me, Lucas has got to come out and make an impact and be the first string right tackle that he is. So he's got to show what he's got, and we haven't seen it in almost a year. So hopefully he does that. I think that would be the key for the offense, which would then hopefully result in more time of possession and sustained drives and maybe some third down conversions. On the other side of the football, Ernest Jones, I've loved the way he's played. I hope he can do the same thing that he's been doing so far. He's very good at gap integrity, making tackles and not missing his assignment. And we got to hope that his partner in the linebacker position, Tyrese Knight, can do the same. Because I think if those guys can keep things close like the Seahawks did to the Rams and just not let them have explosive plays, get off the field on third down once in a while, to where it's relatively even in yardage and time of possession, then we'll be in this game. And then we just got to not blow it with turnovers and penalties, like you guys said. So I'm putting a lot of emphasis on those two groups, the linebackers and on the right tackle. But that's the only thing that's different from the last time. So we'll see what happens. But all right, so we're going to go into predictions. Before we do, we got to go back and look at what happened last time we did predictions for the Rams game. Here we go. This is our predictions from the previous game. Here we go.
I think it'll be an offensive shootout, but I don't think the Rams are going to be able to keep up with us. JSN will have 120 yards. We do have the Seattle Seahawks winning 27-24 over the Los Angeles Rams.
Nick LaBow says Seahawks win 31-17. The Seahawks, believe it or not, I think they're going to do it with everything seemingly going wrong, meltdowns everywhere, DK out, Noah Fant out. But I think it goes the other way. We get a couple of those breaks that we need, and this time instead of coughing up and blowing it at the 2-yard line, we punch in those opportunities that we get. JSN is going to be productive. Jason Myers is spot on with his field goals, and with a little bit of luck, we pull it off. So I predict that the Seahawks will beat the Los Angeles Rams 26-24.
I don't think there's going to be anyone that is going to stop the Seahawks from winning on Sunday. 20-17 victory for the Hawks. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to get above 500. Enjoy this bye week, because then it gets real after that.
All right, so it was pretty bad. We all had them winning.
You predicted to go wrong went right for us on that game. That was ridiculous.
Oh, it was bad. All right, so we got to do our predictions for this week. And before I do, I got to shout out my sponsor here, BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino. And we got to look real quick at the odds for this game. What is the casino saying for this game? All right, here we go. If you go to BetUS, they've got the 49ers, much like the Rams game, I believe, by 6.5. So they are home favorites, about a touchdown. So if you were to take the odds and say, I don't think the Niners are going to cover, I think the Seahawks are going to win this game, that would be, and say you put say you wagered $100, you get 90 and change for your efforts if you were to put money down on the Seahawks. And I know it should be more, but there you go. That's the odds. And if you put in the code YouTube150 right over there, you will get 150% sign-up bonus on your initial deposit and 125% on your next two. So they'll be giving you extra money to play with, basically, is how that works. So there you go. Go to BetUS, Sportsbook, and Casino. All right, let's go to the predictions for everybody. I'm going to bring in our good birthday friend, Tyler Parcher. Tyler Parcher, who has been a longtime fan of mine since like way back, like almost 10 years ago. Has celebrated his birthday this week, so he's going to be our guest predictor on this one. We'll save him for last. But let's go around the horn and let's do our predictions. We'll start with Abel. Abel, you ready? Let's hear your prediction for the Seahawks 49ers game.
Well, we need this, okay? We gotta have this bounce back win. If we lose, it's gonna be hard to come back. We gotta stay this in this tight NFC West race. And well, do we want the honest and logical me, or the delusional Seahawks fan me? And I'm gonna go with the delusional Seahawks fan today. I have Geno Smith bouncing back and having a great game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, but 300 yards. I think DK Metcalf is going to come back and with a bang, he's going to have 100 yards and a touchdown. K9 is going to go off, okay? He'll have 100-plus yards, 1 touchdown. I think the Seahawks will win this football game. And they're going to do it with a big game-winning drive. Okay, we're going to be down by 5, okay? 30 seconds left. Geno in the pocket, 40-yard line, okay? He drops back. He has some time. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it to DK Metcalf across the middle of the end zone for his 3rd touchdown. And the Seahawks come away with the win off of a diving catch.
Where'd he go?
That was the diving catch.
Your camera?
No.
Wow!
That was the diving catch right there. All right. Well, man, I guess you went for the delusional there, Abel. So, all right, we will see what happens. Let's go to Nick. I'm gonna mute on the other side. Nick, let's hear your prediction.
Well, all year I've been an optimist. I've picked the Seahawks, and they have more losses than they do wins. So I'm gonna switch it up here, and with the trust that next week I'll have an X on my replay video. I got 31-17 Niners.
Okay. I'll go. I guess I'll go next. We saved Tyler for the last one. He'll get the last word of the prediction, so I'll do mine right here. I'm going to keep this no nonsense, folks. I predicted this game from way before the season started. I did not have the Seahawks beating the Niners all season, and I don't think that changes on Sunday in San Francisco. I think it's going to be another case of feeling like, man, we are just not at the level with the Niners. They are just far too talented in the trenches, and even despite injuries on their side, we are just still a little bit shy of being able to compete with them. So I see this being pretty ugly. We get some late scores when it doesn't really matter, but in the end, it's going to be 31-17 49ers over the Seahawks. Same score that you had, Nick, I believe. So, yeah, we're both feeling that unfortunate vibe. Sky-High, you're next.
I don't like the lack of optimism from either one of you, to be fair. You know me, I am the probably most delusional Seahawks fan out of everyone here. I absolutely love to not pick against the Seahawks, and you will not see me pick against the Seahawks this week. This is a must-win game, and I hate to say desperate, but it's a desperate one. We desperately need to get something going, and I think desperate is how this team is going to play on Sunday. Obviously, that's not a message that you really want to send in your locker room, but I think this team is kind of going to take a look. Players are going to take a look in the mirror and say, "Hey, we got to get our crap together. This is the game. We have to do it now. We have to prove that we actually can beat a playoff contending team." And I think I think this is going to be a signature win for Mike McDonald. I think, like I said, it's going to be a low scoring game. We got to keep it to our chest. I think until we start winning again, you're not going to see the energetic, happy me return. You're going to see the serious me predict these games. And I think, Geno's going to come out. He's going to have an okay game. I think really I'd like to see the run game get going, creative run schemes, tosses, handoffs, pitches, flicks. Let's keep the 49ers defense guessing, right? Let's not make it so easy that they can read our every play. On defense, we need to stay disciplined in our gaps, and we need to just play it like it's a normal game. We can't over overcompensate ourselves because they've got Kittle here, they've got McCaffrey here, they've got Purdy at QB, they've got Debo there. It's you have to take it one play at a time, and you have to stay disciplined, and you have to not make mistakes. If we can keep penalties down, if we can keep turnovers down, if we can get to Brock Purdy, and if we can control the line of scrimmage, just maybe we will win by a score of 26-23, thanks to a Jason Myers game-winning field goal.
I like that.
Wow, that's very dramatic and. All right. Well,
Nick Bosa said some stuff about us. He said, he's fired up to play for us because he's fired up to play against our team. I guess
our quarterback.
Our quarterback.
Well, they got to go and show it on the field. So. All right. Well, as we get ready for our final guest score prediction from Tyler Parcher, you guys have already started it, but put your score prediction in the chat, and at the very end, I'll run through and say what you guys got, what you guys are all saying in the chat, what you think the score will be. But let's go to our guest, our birthday boy himself, Tyler Parcher. Tyler, how you doing, man?
Good.
Yep. Been patiently waiting to jump on the show. This is finally your chance.
Well, I retired the Apple Watch and I went with something else.
Oh, it's goodbye Apple Watch.
Fitbit Versa 4.
Oh, all right. Well, Tyler, I said I hope you have a prediction ready because I'm going to put yours up as the final word. So, you ready to give us your Seahawks 49ers prediction? You're on. Let's hear it.
I'm just saying 21-6 us.
Hell yeah!
21-6. 21-6. Wow. Is that holding the 49ers to 2 field goals, or are we holding them to a touchdown and a blocked extra point?
I have no idea.
Well, you know what? I'll take that score over Nick's and mine anytime. So 21-6 will work for me.
Norb, I have my birthday thing up on my iPad.
Oh, I have it already. You don't even have to worry about it. I've got it covered. I already knew you were going to say that. So
Abel,
while you guys are doing your score predictions in the chat as we wrap up the show, I have one last bonus video for you guys, and this is a video that I made for Tyler. I can't remember exactly when I made it. It was a year or two ago or something.
While we're watching it too.
Okay, all right, we'll just do that. We'll put it in partial screen. All right, here we go. This is a birthday video for Tyler Parcher. Here it is.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm introducing my #1 fan of social media. His first name's Tyler, last name's Parcher. He's gonna tell you what's for dinner. With headphones on, he takes those walks, and then he'll hang out with his grandma. Don't matter what time or what is happening, you know he'll always ask for Madden. Yeah, today's his birthday, but yo, I ain't singing, cause singing happy birthday's his pet peeve, and don't ask me why, he's that kind of guy. Oh yeah, he don't like fireworks neither. So here's an engine startup to warm your heart up, and a birthday wish, Mr. Tyler, cause when it comes to loyalty, he's NorbFam royalty. I must say, bro, I appreciate you. This birthday dance is your chance to do the bump. Tyler, do the birthday bump. Do the birthday bump. Come on, man. Do the birthday bump. Do the birthday bump. Yeah, with your grandma. Do the birthday bump. Do the birthday bump. Do the birthday bump. Do the birthday bump. Happy birthday, Tyler. Now let's play some Madden. Psych. Just kidding. Maybe later. Happy birthday, Tyler. Hope you like that song.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew you were going to want to see that, so I had it all ready for you, man. So there you go. Happy birthday to Tyler Parcher, longtime fan of NorbCam, and I appreciate you, man.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
Yeah. All right, so here's some of the score predictions out here. For Ferg, 49ers 20, Hawks 12. Zordy, 49ers 38, Seahawks 37. Larzo, Seahawks 40, 49ers 23.
I want to see if this works.
Gridflow, Seahawks 20, 49ers 24. Whoa. People, 49ers 32, Hawks 28. And what else we got in here? Hello for real. Hello FR. Niners 12, Seahawks 8. That's a weird score. Don't see that very often. Zordy, 37-38 Niners. And Ferg, did I say that? 20-12 Niners on top. All right, there we go.
Predictions.
Colin Too Saucy, 25-30. Actually, 30-25. The Seahawks win. And finally, Rouser, Seahawks, or Niners 32, Hawks 31. And Jeff Matthias says 21-13 Hawks. There you go. So I don't know, split mix there of results. But anyway, so there we go. If you guys are in the area, I think I've mentioned this before, but I am going to be having a viewing party out there in Stimpy's Barn Grill, just south of the airport in Kent, in the Kent-Des Moines area off of Highway 99.
I mentioned that to Abel, and he said that it's 21 and over.
Yeah, it is. It's a 21 older place. So unfortunately, Abel can't join us because they don't know.
I could, but I'm
under 21's in there.
I'll be there in spirit.
All right, I appreciate you, man. But still, we'll be live streaming from that event. But we're going to be having some auction items. We're going to be doing some raffle prizes. It's just going to be a fun time with a bunch of Seahawks fans in there. We'll raise money for our charity, Fans for Good. So if you guys are able to come out to Stimpy's on Sunday to watch the game with us, and we can all cry and console each other if the Seahawks end up losing that game. But hopefully, we can all celebrate too if things go well. So anyway, that's it. Show went a little bit long, but hey, what else is new? We'll see what happens on Sunday. But anyway, that's all I got from me, guys. Any last words? Abel, Nick, Sky-High. Their links are in the description.
Go Hawks!
Where will you guys be? Where will you guys be watching the game from? At home?
Yep.
Yeah, I am. Yes, on my big screen TV next door.
I might go to a little restaurant or grill, but I'm not sure.
Nice.
I'll make sure to find something.
All right. Well, I wish you could have you over at our function, but I understand the whole age thing and all that. But anyway.
Oh, you're gonna watch the Kraken, Abel? Because I see your sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to keep in touch with them, but
I know they're playing right now, so
they're about to.
Or about to, yeah, they're about to get off. And we got Thursday Night Football in effect. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Oh, I got to kick that open one last time. All right, you've been watching NorbCam, Hawks Real Talk. We put the wrap on right now. Go Hawks, baby. Let's go.
Bye-bye.